Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Real Farm. So in our last video we talked a little bit about the recent beta branch update that is live, and I must say this is making a huge difference for me. It's hard to really understand how important the shadows are to the real depth of the graphics for me. So seeing all these shadows around it's really helping me out. I mean, just for instance, take a look at the area we're in and see how much depth is added and how much really the realism to the world has been added just from the fact that we have the shadow. So I'm very impressed. I'm very happy. In our last video, a lot really happened in our last video beyond talking about the graphics update. So we did another job and we harvested some crops. So we took care of that. That was along the same lines as what we've been doing. But then we learned a little bit more about what our career path is going to be here in the career mode. And what I mean by that is we found out that, as I pull up the map here, the farmer that we've been doing all our jobs for is willing to sell us his farm for $1 million. And it sounded like we were going to have to get a loan for another $1 million from the bank. So basically for $2 million, if I'm understanding that correctly, we're going to buy his farm, and I would assume it's going to come with at least a few fields along with it. So we'll have to see how that goes, but that's way down the road, because first thing we got to do before we can even get there is make $1 million. And if you look in the top right hand corner of the screen, yeah, we're kind of a long way from that. So he also let us know that we need to start buying some of our own equipment, our own implements, our own tractors, that kind of thing, because we'll earn a lot more bonuses when we do these jobs for not only him, but all of the other farms around the map as well. So all of that is nice and well and dandy. Then we decided to drive around a little bit after we had rented a tractor, because we don't have near enough money to purchase a tractor yet, and we bought a plow. So that's kind of where we are right now to catch you and bring you up to speed. So let's come back out of that. So here we are in our tractor that we've rented along with the plow that we purchased. And let's come back over to the job board. And I plan on doing both of these jobs. So we've got a harvesting job and a sowing job on two completely different fields. Let's go ahead and start out with the harvesting job, because we can definitely do this. And of course, some equipment will be provided for us. We've accepted that. Let's see, get into the harvester in the shed. Okay, I'm going to assume that, first of all, I guess we need to head over here and just sort of move our tractor out of the way for the time being. All right, let's just go ahead and park it over here. All right, let's see. Okay, I see the header. And where is... There we go. So there's our harvester. All right, I can't see. There we go. All right, let's hope I can just sort of corner this in here a little bit and get it to show up. Is that going to work? No, it is not. There's no way I'm going to be able to line this up perfectly without spending a good amount of time doing it. Oh, there we go. So we magically connected it. Now it says go to the job location. And we need to pull back up our map for that. And there we go. So right down here to what I believe, what is that, field 11 maybe? No, there's a field 11. Okay, and I've forgotten what it said on the actual job posting, but we know that's where we're headed. And so we're headed down to the right. Okay, so I think we got it. All right, let's make our way out onto the road. Let's see, do we have enough room? Enough space to get through here? Yeah, just enough. All right, and this is always going to be tricky driving down the road with such a wide harvester. I mean, the header on this thing is definitely not the biggest I've seen, for sure. If you played some of the other farming sim type games, then you know what I mean. But it is definitely large. I'm loving the shadows there from the windmills. Oh, and we're going to run over some fencing if I'm not careful here. Okay, so I'm going to have to keep an eye out. I think this is actually what we're looking for. This is the field right here. Wait a minute. Nope, can't go through there. I want to go through there, but I cannot. All right, let's see. We should be able to go right through. Okay, just come on through here, car. Sure, why not? Let me get out of your way. You just go on. I need you to move. Come on. There you go. Okay, so another fairly small. I think this one was 0.71, 0.75 hectares, so something along those lines. A little bit bigger than the field number 4 that we're used to, but still. Let's see. All right, so we've got to the job location. We need to trigger it. Oh, maybe not. There we go. Harvest the field within the allotted time. Got it. Let's press Control, activate the tool, and let's see. Try to get this camera down to where I can reasonably see what we're doing. Try to keep this game going straight. And we've definitely got some more graphical issues to work on. And already you can see our progress bar is filling up very quickly. All right, and I'm going to try to, this is not going to be the most pretty thing in the world because we're going to miss some of these corners, but I'm going to try to keep us harvesting as much of the time as possible rather than making nice, neat rows of this thing. Because again, our purpose here, as much as the neat freak in me wants to make sure that we absolutely get everything harvested, the other part of me that says, you know what, the reality is that the machines in this game right now do not turn all that well, so we need to try and make the best of a bad situation. Oh, that's some flickering there. So we're going to try to run through this. Again, our goal ultimately is to accumulate $1 million, but I'm in no particular hurry to do that. I'm more interested in some of the logistics of how this is going to go. And what I mean by that is logistics such as $1 million is going to take us quite a while to earn. There's no question about that. So we're going to be doing a lot of tasks, a lot of jobs for a lot of these different farmers. Okay, that's no particular problem. But during the meantime, are we going to be able to purchase our own fields? So that's one thing I want to check out, and let's just see, are we able to buy fields? And where are we going to store all of our equipment? Because I would hate to think that I was storing our equipment in the sheds where our normal farmer houses his, and then magically when we do a job for them, our equipment disappears and his appears in the shed to take its place. You know, some weird bugs that could happen like that. So I'm wondering where we're going to store our stuff. I'm thinking I'm probably just going to, as we accumulate our own equipment, I'm probably just going to keep it out nearby a field, probably something like field 4 that we know we're probably going to be working on quite a bit. All right, so yeah, our progress bar is going along well here. So things are going well. This is not taking very long at all, and it shouldn't take us overall more than a few minutes to earn a few $1,000s. I must admit, though, I'm still, as pleasing as some of the graphics are in this game, I like some of the lighting effects. And now that we've got some of the shadow type things sorted out, I'm enjoying that more. But, you know, look, the shaft that's coming out the back of the vehicle right now, that is troublesome to me because it keeps catching my eye. So that's one of the things that's got me. Also up at the front, I'm not sure if that's a shadowing thing or if it's more particle effects that the game is trying to implement. But whatever it is, those things are really catching my eye and detracting. But I know those are things that can be taken care of, and hopefully will be taken care of before too long. All right, we are... Okay, so we didn't get a pop-up message this time. Let's go ahead and deactivate the tool. All right, now we need to head back to the farm, and I'm guessing our reward, I'm guessing it's going to work something like what it's been doing so far for us, where we just basically drive the equipment into a little circle. There we go. And the next, I believe the next job was sowing, which might actually be on that field right there to our right, which is a nice looking field, quite frankly. All right, we got a car up ahead that's either not moving or not moving quickly. So it needs to get out of the way because we need to get through here. Ooh, there needs to be another field right there to our left. There's plenty of room for there to be another field over there for sure. But of course, that's the businessman in me thinking, hey, we need to do everything we can to maximize our profits with the land that we have. All right, let's go ahead and finish this one up, then we'll run back out here. So we're not going to be able to see the benefits of purchasing our own equipment until we get to a point where we've got the equipment needed for these type jobs. All right, so it's a miracle. You proved that the faith I had in you was righteous. Wow, okay, that's a lot of religious undertone in one sentence or two sentences. Here's your well-deserved reward. I mean, I'm just a farmhand. So 3,475, very nice. I'll take that. And interesting, we didn't get any bonus from him as far as his attitude toward us. All right, let's run back out and take a look at the second job. So a few minutes down and we earned $3,400. All right, so now field number 9, which is a little over 1 hectare. We require an experienced tractor and sowing rig operator. Work will commence immediately. All right, so there's our equipment. We're going to accept that. Let's take a look at the map. Oh, it's probably not going to show it. See, that's field 9 right there. So I believe that's the one that we saw on our way back in. So let's head back over here, get our equipment, get everything hooked up. And for the meantime, our poor tractor is just sitting there. I don't think it's costing us that $9 per working hour right now, simply because it's not being used. So hopefully that's the case. We need to save all the money we can. All right, so now we're looking into a wall. All right, let's see. How are we going to, can we come at this weight from either side? Hopefully that's the case, as unrealistic as that might be. All right, come on, creep in on it. And there we go. Hitch on the front. And let's try to get in here as best we can. And hitch on to, there we go. Get all connected, and we're off. So in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see our mini map, which is showing us a waypoint. I believe I know where we're headed. I believe it's actually right here. Yeah, there we go. So it is right there. So I'm actually going to, I tell you what, wow, that is quite the change. Let's go ahead and drive across this thing. There we go. So we've got, wow, 55 minutes. That is quite a bit of time. All right, so I'm going to spin this thing around. I have no idea how wide this thing is. All right, let's go ahead and unfold. Looks like we're planting canola here, okay? All right, so let's go ahead, stop there. And we can't change the seed, I wouldn't expect to, but hey. Gotta give it a try. Oh, and everything just magically, oh my goodness, what is happening? Okay, I don't know what's happening right now. Why is this tool not behaving? I have no idea what's happening right now. All right, we're gonna try to keep this thing straight and under control, but it seems like it's got a mind of its own. Are we actually doing the work? Yeah, looks like it's actually working so far. Oh, we need some stabilizer. Am I missing something? I don't think so. This thing definitely, it's got a mind of its own for sure. Yikes. All right, are we on, what is happening? This is not good. Why is this thing, I mean, we're not on that bad of a slope. I mean, it's not exactly flat, but it's just sliding all over the place. Okay, so now let's go ahead. Let's change things up here. Looks like we've encountered a bug within the game. I'm going to try it. What if we go up and down instead of left and right? Does that help? No, it does not appear to do so. So I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to follow the same plan we've been on, and we're just going to sort of approximate this thing. We know we don't literally have to do, oh my goodness, this is terrible. This is bad. Okay, stay. Oh, I feel like I've got to be missing something. This is horrendous. Okay, please tell me there is something. I see we've done really everything I can think of. Everything I see. Let's try the alt menu. Well, we got our lights, working lamps, turn signals, roof beacon. We'll turn that on just because fun. All right, this is very odd right now. So we're just going to make the best of it. Another one of those bugs in the game. Ooh, yikes. At least for now, it's not affecting the movement of the tractor. So we have a breakdancing farm. And this is terrible. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I feel like, okay, has nobody tested this? I mean, there's no way this can be, because this thing is not straight ever. Right now, what I'm really hoping is that somebody comes along in the comment section and says, oh yeah, you forgot to press a certain key that would have made this thing stable, and yeah, that's what you forgot to do because this happens in real life, you know, blah, blah, blah. I've just got to hope that that's the case. I mean, there's several wheels on this thing. You would think it could track fairly straight all on its own, and keep in mind, we're not going very fast either. So it's not like we're asking this thing to take corners like we're on a racetrack or something. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're just going to fight through this one and try to enjoy it as our farm implement goes nuts. Oh, there we go. Every time we take a corner, we're on ice. Our farm implement is on ice. Our sower is on ice. All right, so we're just going to go, yeah, we're just going to do this thing. But I must admit, this is really getting on my nerves right now. Because I feel like this is the kind of thing that should have been caught in testing. You know, admittedly, I have not used this particular implement before, so I can't speak as to whether or not it always behaves this way, or maybe just something is bugged about this particular career job, perhaps. But for now, this is just no good. All right, we're going fast now. We're drifting the sower around the corner. Sure, you want to hit that one corner right there? No problem. Let me just sling this sower around there. Shouldn't be an issue. Oh, good gracious. I can't even keep track of where we're supposed to be. Yeah, I think this sower is demon possessed. All right, so we go uphill. We're definitely struggling because we're pulling, well, I normally would say we're pulling a lot of weight, but in this particular case, this thing is behaving as if it weighs absolutely nothing. All right, let's get this thing going. All right, you can see our progress bar. We're about 3/4 of the way done, so that's good. Now, in no real terms, have we actually accomplished anything good, nor have we touched the other side of the field. The other portion of the field is completely untouched. So just for fun, all right, let's just go ahead and spin this sucker around in some circles. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do some circles. I'm tempted to just do some donuts right here in the center of this thing. Yeah, who could have known that drifting would have been implemented as a gameplay element in real farming? All right, let's head over here to the other side and finish up the last little bit of our time limit. Okay, could you just come back onto the surface here? Can we come back onto the field? There we go. Wow. Just wow. All right, let's just roam around here for a little bit longer and we will be done. There we go. So we are done with that. Fold the tool back up. Woo, okay, let's head back. That was painful. Very painful. But that's why we do the Let's Plays. We got to show it all. Not just the good stuff. There we go. And now we're going to maybe mention to this farmer that he needs to have his equipment checked. Okay, here's your reward, $5,500. Excellent. And we're not increasing. So I'm not sure. He doesn't like us very much, apparently, even though it sounds like he does. Maybe that's another bug that is simply not working correctly. All right, let's run back out to the jobs board and just see if it's already refilled. Because I noticed that there's another field out there that is ready to be harvested. I'm not sure if that's his field or what. Okay, so no, he doesn't have any jobs for us right now. And that means that we can hop back in the tractor. Oh, make the turn, turn. There we go. All right. Let's see, where are we? All right, so we just need to head straight ahead and head back over to the job board that we're used to. And let's basically see what's going on there. All right, here is a road that's going to cut through, which we saw on the map. Okay, it looks like we got something that is ready to be harvested there. All right, so what are we keeping here? Is this ours? Oh, is this? I bet this is where the pigs go. Okay, all right. Of course, there's no pigs in there right now. I'm going to start calling this our farm because that's kind of the goal of the career mode, it appears, is for us to earn enough money to purchase this. All right, so we got it. I'm going to head back through here. I've not really seen our stamina bar up at the top really do anything. All right, let's go ahead and park our tractor right about here for now. Okay, we'll hop out. Stop at the light. Look both ways. Look both ways again. Okay, now we're back. So we got a plowing job. How odd is that? So one experienced farm worker to commence work ASAP, must be fit and reliable. Got it. So $4,700 here. For this one, it's field number 5. All right, we'll take that one. What's next is a cultivating job. Looking for experienced cultivators. All right, tractor driving, cultivator rig, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we got it. Let's accept that one and get to the tractor in the shed. Yep, we know. Okay, by the way, when do we get... Wait a minute, why can't we use ours? Why can't we use our plow? Let's try it. All right, first of all, I need to see where 5 is. 5 is right there. All right, yeah, let's try to use... I don't want to get the tractor in the shed. I want to use ours. All right, we are going the wrong direction. I need to head back out. Oh boy, fancy driving. All right, let's get out in front of this car right here. Obviously, we must beat the car. All right, so field 5 appears to be this one right here. All right, now, if I drive onto the land, will it allow me to start the job? Ah, really? Really? It wants me to plow, and I've got the plow. All right, just out of curiosity, let's try. Oh, please stop. Stop, stop, stop. Really need some brakes on this thing. All right, let's just pull up right to the corner here and see if actually lowering the hitch and actually plowing, does that start it? It does not. Well, then what was the point? What was the point of us buying our own equipment if we can't use it? All right, I'm confused. Totally confused. Because this is a plowing job. It's posted right after we bought our equipment as part of the career mode. I mean, everything seems to be lining up for us to use our equipment to do this job. And somehow that is not working. Okay. All right, so for now, looks like we'll be... All right, let's spin this thing around and get the weight to begin with. All right, maybe I just missed something on the job posting. Maybe I was supposed to click something on the job posting to show that I was going to use my own equipment. Maybe that's what it was. Oh no, we'll go with that for now. Benefit of the doubt. All right, there we go. All right, let's head back over here, and we're going to do some more work. This time with the approved tractor and plow. Okay, now let's get all set up where we need to be. All right, lower the hitch. Oh, looks like this is a much smaller plow than what I was expecting, because we're missing a whole lot of area on the left-hand side here. All right, but no mind. At this point, this isn't about maximizing yield. This is about getting the hang of it. All right, at least this particular implement is not shaking all over the place and acting possessed. So we got that going for us. By the way, can you rotate this? Is there no rotating on there? So we're not going to be able to turn it left or right. Oh, what do we have here? Looks like a graphics glitch. Looks like almost their grid is showing up through the textures there. All right, let's try to move a little closer. Yeah, you can see it there on the right hand side of the screen. So yeah, they've definitely got some issues to work through in this game. It's just been released. My understanding is it's a smaller development team, you know, so some things are going on, and I'm definitely not expecting this to be a clone of, you know, some of the other titles on the market. I want it to be its own thing. We definitely got some work to do, that's for sure, before we can get there. Ooh, look at that sun glare. Yikes. Ooh, we are deviating off course here. Let's try to keep it on the field as much as we can. I forgot to look and see how big this field was. This is definitely bigger though. And by the way, this sensitivity that they've added, I'm liking this quite a bit more than where we were before, where you got just the slightest move of the mouse would get you a huge change and probably spinning in circles. Very nice. So yeah, a bigger field for sure. I would imagine this is probably somewhere around 1.0 hectares as opposed to the 0.5 or so that we were used to on field 4. Overall, maybe it's just me, but I'm not seeing as big of fields as I'm used to seeing in the other marquee title in this particular genre. I'm not seeing as big a field, so what that's telling me is that the larger implements may not even be necessary. We may not even have to worry about getting, you know, the huge implements to cover large areas much quicker, because we don't really have that much area to cover at this point. But you know, we'll see. I haven't been to all of the fields, of course. We haven't gone over all of it. Man, this is a terrible job of plowing, by the way. Turn, 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 turn. Yeah, this is definitely not the best job, and would not keep our job as a farmhand for very long doing work like this. But you can see at the top of the screen in the middle, if you're not familiar and haven't seen the first couple of videos in this series, you've got 5 icons at the top of the screen that give you an idea of the status of the field. In this case, the one we're dealing with is the far left, which is slowly filling up and will turn from red to green, because that is the plowing. Right next to that is cultivating. Then you've got water levels, then you've got fertilizer levels, and then finally the insect levels. So it's not as simple as plow the field, then cultivate, seed, harvest, you know, or fertilize, and then harvest, and then repeat. You're going to have to do some other things along the way. How often you have to do that, or and that kind of thing, is what we're going to have to see as we go forward. I do know that it mentions that if you want to maximize your harvest, you're going to need to plow the field after each harvest, which is interesting and not something that I'm used to doing. So that'll be a change. All right, so the work is moving right along, and for the most part, we're doing okay. I'm still trying to figure out, I mean, it's running through my mind, why are we not able to use our own implement for this job? Because this is perfect for us. It's the first job available after he told us to go and get a tractor and then go buy a plow, which we did, and then we're not able to use it. So I'm gonna have to do some more research into that one. Maybe there's something I missed. Hopefully there's something I missed, just like the issue we had with our sower that was drifting its way through the field. Maybe there was simply a button I forgot to push that was some sort of stabilizer for the machine. There's always hope. And my own incompetence is the best hope that I have at this particular point, because if it's a bug, then that simply is not good going forward, at least until they can get it fixed. Well, we are doing a tremendous job. I mean, we're hitting most of the area we're supposed to be hitting anyway. It would generally be better to overlap this a little bit as opposed to missing spots, but I don't really want to overlap because that's just going to make it take longer to complete this entire field. And we already know from plenty of experience at this point that we're not actually going to have to do 100% of the field in order to get 100% of the progress bar completed. So we appear to be plowing at somewhere around 9. I'm going to call that miles per hour, even though I have no idea if that's actually what it is. I can't remember if that's what it was in the options or if we even had an option for that. Ah, the sweet sounds of the tractor as we're just plowing right along. All right, let's try to get this thing lined up, and let's go back to our high action, very intense first person view. So that gives us a moment. Let's look around the cabin again. We've looked around in a couple of different things. Boy, they got some brightly colored buttons in here. Yellows and reds, blues, and sun glare on everything. Okay. It would be nice to have a body, so that we look down, we can actually see our legs, see our arms on the steering wheel, that kind of thing. Instead of our magical steering wheel that we have that turns all by itself. Look at that. Do we have shadows in? Oh, what just happened? I feel like the engine shut off. It almost looks like we have shadows where we've already plowed. That is... Actually, that might be the case. Which is interesting. I would not have expected that. So I guess you learn something new every day for real here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and work through this, and then I'm going to cut for now. We've definitely done some plowing before. We got the idea. So I'll cut for now, and then we'll come back whenever we're done and have some finishing thoughts and sort of get a plan of attack for our next video. All right, we are back, and finally I am done. Wow, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep at least a couple of different times. And unlike the previous situations where we could do, probably 85–90% of the field and be perfectly fine, because that was going to give us credit for 100%. No, not with this one. I had to, at the very end, I was beginning to get legitimately worried as to whether or not I was going to be able to complete that particular task. It was not looking good. I was literally driving over spots that I had, because I definitely missed several spots. So I was having to find those spots and drive back over them because that's the only way I could get it to 100%. I was searching for ground to plow there. All right, so finally we're done. We're going to return the equipment and really got to find out about that equipment bonus. That worries me. All right, you're already done. I didn't even finish my nap. Whew, I got a good nap in. Maybe it's time for me to sell off the farm. Things are going too fast these days. All right, so $4,700. All right, so there's one more thing. Unfortunately, we've run over a little bit in this particular video, but there's one other thing I want to check out. And that is, can we purchase land at this particular point in our career mode? So let's run over here. I have no idea how much land will cost. But let's run over here and see. This is field number 4, the one we spent most of our time on. And you see in the top left-hand corner, field information for I. Let's press I, and it says what? 0.51 hectares. Can we buy this? How much does it cost? What happens if I hit buy? You need to have your own farm before you can use this feature. Seriously? What about this farm over here? This land over here does not belong to the same farmer. At least I'm pretty sure it doesn't anyway. All right, here we go. Field information. Okay, yeah, so it belongs to Victoria Adams. And, so you need to have your own farm before you can use it. So we can't buy our own land. So right now, what have we learned here? We've learned that we're going to need $1 million in order to purchase our own farm. And let's face it, the only thing the farm really is some sheds to store our equipment. That's really all it is to us at this point. Because the silos, we could just take all of our merchandise. We could take everything straight to the market and sell it if we had to. So really, it's just somewhere to get in and out of the rain for the purposes of the game. So I'm a little disappointed at this point. I'm not sure how we're going to do this because I assume it's a bug that we can't use our own equipment. And if that's the case, then why are we buying equipment and we're just going to have to do jobs till we get to $1 million, which is going to take a very, very long time. A much quicker route for us would be to allow us to purchase land along the way and purchase our own equipment and then finally end up buying his facilities over here, which I think are overpriced as is. So yeah, this is going to be interesting, something we're going to have to figure out as time goes along because we really need to get that equipment bonus. They keep talking about how that's, a lot more money than using the equipment offered by the farmer. But unfortunately, at this point, we don't have any way of knowing that. In fact, let's run over here and see. Oh, wait. Equipment. Oh, never mind. Okay, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe you have to wait for it to say bring your own equipment. Maybe that's it. It's a cultivating job. Of course, we don't have a cultivator just yet. We're looking for experienced cultivators. The duties include machinery operations, blah, blah, blah. We'll work. Okay. All right, so maybe that's what it is. So it's only certain ones that we'll get the bonus for. So $4,700 plus $3,100 for using our own equipment. Okay, maybe that's what it is. I feel a little bit better now, although I do wish that we could do that on every job. So interesting. We're learning things together and we're learning on the hard way here. Boy, experience is definitely a rough teacher for us so far in this game, is because there is so much that I don't yet understand. Also, just as a mental note, I did not enjoy using that plow that was provided. I would have very much preferred a larger plow with a wider working width, so we could have got done with that a lot quicker. But that's another discussion for another time. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned next time where hopefully we're going to get to use our own equipment and earn more money in Real Farm.